Hey vinyl community, it's Michael. Welcome back to Near Wild Heaven. Today's video is going to be early June vinyl finds, but before I get started on that, I just wanted to give a few shout outs. I've been in the BC for a little over a year now. I've been back in the BC for a little over a year now, and when I first started up again. A couple people out there gave me some shout outs, so I'd kind of like to pay it forward and shout out to a couple of channels I discovered in the last few months. And the first one being Blockhead. I'm sure some of you people out there know who I'm talking about. A young man named George, and he's into 80s new wave and punk. He shows a lot of cool stuff like Elvis Costello, The Damned, Devo, Cramps. He loves all that stuff, and it's a pretty cool channel. He also collects toys, like weird toys from the 70s and 80s and 90s. So it's a pretty cool channel he's got there. And if you want to check him out, do so. And if you like what you see, give him a sub. And the other channel I want to talk about is called Groove Realizations. It's by a man named Steven. And he has a unique way of presenting his videos. He doesn't appear in them. He doesn't talk. All he does is show an album, and he'll play music in the background from the album he's showing. And it's pretty cool. Kind of a unique way to do things. His videos run anywhere from about 15 minutes to maybe 1 or 2 minutes. So you might want to check him out. He shows stuff like Strawberry Alarm Clock and Concrete Blonde, The Liars, Damned. He also does plays 45s from a lot of 60s acts like The Fifth Dimension and things like that. Gene Pitney, all kinds of stuff. So it's a really interesting channel. If you want to check them out, it's Groove Realizations. So those are the channels I wanted to shout out. I wanted to do that, pay it forward. So now let's get on with it. It's vinyl finds from early June. The first one up, this is Hapsash and the Colored Coat. These guys are British. There are two British psychedelic concert poster artists. The names were Nigel Weymouth and Michael English. And I guess that they had been producing posters for concerts in and around England or London, like in the late 60s. So at one point they got together and decided to record an album. And that's what this is. It's called Hapsash and the Colored Coat, featuring the Human Host and the Heavy Metal Kids. Now the backup band on this is actually Spooky Tooth. All the members of Spooky Tooth play on this album. It's psychedelic, of course, but it's just like one long jam. I mean, the first side is, there's 4 songs listed, but they all kind of run in together. So it's all like one big jam. And then the other side is just, it's one title, Empires of the Sun. And it takes up the whole side. But it's pretty good. I like it. It took me a couple listens to get into it, but I really enjoyed it after a while. Really good stuff from Hapsash and the Colored Coat. Really good album. Up next, this is Frank Zappa, Sleep Dirt. This is pretty good. He did a series of these albums that were contractual obligations. Like this is on Discreet Records, and this was recorded like in the late 70s. I guess he wanted to get out of his contract with Warner Brothers, and they said, well, you owe us 3 albums. So he just went in the studio with a band and recorded like 5 hours of stuff, and then just turned the tapes over to Warner Brothers, and they put these albums out. I don't think he had anything to do with the packaging or the album artwork or anything like that. But these are pretty good albums. Mostly instrumental. There's some vocals on it, but for the most part it's instrumental, but it's pretty good with Zappa's lead guitar work. Really good album from Frank Zappa. And up next, this is a Nuggets comp. This came out in, I'm not even sure, probably in the 80s sometime. But yeah, it's got some great stuff on it. It's got the Syndicate of Sound, Little Girl, Paul Revere and the Raiders, Stepping Out, the other half doing Mr. Pharmacist, The Remains, Don't Look Back, Max Frost and the Troopers, Shape of Things to Come, the Harbinger Complex, I Think I'm Down, the Lollipop Shop, You Must Be a Witch, and the Unrelated Segments, The Story of My Life. But really good stuff. A lot of familiar bands on this one, not so much the obscure stuff, but really good stuff from Nuggets Volume 12, the punk compilation. Up next, this is Jim Carrol Band, Catholic Boy. This is an original from 1980. I know this was just released last Record Store Day, which was fine, but it's like a $40 album now, and I picked this one up used for about $15. So there you go for that. But really good album, kind of in the punk vein, but great guitar work. The guitarist on here, Brian Lindsley, is excellent guitar, really good songs. People Who Died, probably the best known song from this album, but really good stuff from the Jim Carrol Band, Catholic Boy. And up next, this is Fairfield Parlor, From Home to Home. This band is actually this band Kaleidoscope, British band from the late 60s. They put out 2 albums under the name of Kaleidoscope, and then I guess they lost their record contract, and in 1970 they got a new record contract, I think with Vertigo, and they changed their name to Fairfield Parlor and put this album out. But this is really good. It's similar in style to Kaleidoscope, but really good stuff. I mean, some of the songs on here, like Aries, In My Box, By Your Bedside, I Will Always Feel the Same, The Glorious House of Arthur. Now what they did was, the original album had 12 songs on it. This one has This has like 12 extra, or no, 9 extra songs on it. So they had recorded this album and released it, and then they recorded a series of singles, and all those singles are I think, yeah, 4 singles, and they're all included on here. But really good stuff, kind of a mellow, not really psychedelic, maybe a little bit, but not as much as the Kaleidoscope Band. But still, really good album. I really enjoyed this one. Fairfield Parlor from Home to Home from 1970. Up next, this album, a lot of people have shown this. This is the Sons of Adam, Saturday's Sons. This is a compilation album. All the complete recordings from 1964 to 1966. Some of the stuff is recorded live, like the first album is a 2-record set. The first album is a live show. Okay, one side is a live show. The second side is studio recording. And then the other album is singles and outtakes. But really good stuff. Lots of like surf style guitar from Randy Holden. But great stuff. They do a version of Gloria. They do a song that was written by Arthur Lee of Love. It's called Feathered Fish. And Evil Hearted You, they do a cover of that, which is an old Yardbird song. But really good stuff. If you like Randy Holden and you like his guitar work, check this album out. It's really good. The Sons of Adam, Saturday's Sun. Oh, and it opens up like that. So there you go. Sons of Adam. Up next, this is Nirvana, live at the Palagiccio, Rome, Italy. I probably butchered that, but really good live album from Nirvana. This is taken from a FM broadcast from 1994. I have a CD version of this that I bought in 1995 or 6 or something like that, and it sounds excellent. The sound on that CD is just great, and this album too, the sound is pretty good. Although the CD has a few more songs on it than the album does. There's 22 songs on here, and I think the CD has maybe 24. But anyway, really good. If you like Nirvana, the usual punk, hardcore, grunge sound that they did, you'd probably like this if you want to check it out. Nirvana, live at the Palagiccio, Rome, Italy. And up next, this is Terry Reid, Bang Bang, You're Terry Reid. This is a pretty good album. Terry Reid, this guy here, he was Jimmy Page's first choice to be vocalist in Led Zeppelin, but he turned him down. And it's a good thing he did, because I don't think Zeppelin would have lasted as long as they did with him in the band. But I don't know, I can't say for sure, but still, it's pretty good stuff. He does a cover of Bang Bang, My Baby Shot Me Down, which was like I think Cher recorded that, like back in the 60s. They also do a version of Donovan's Season of the Witch, which is pretty good. He's a guitar player, so the guitar work on this is pretty decent. So if you never heard of this album, Bang Bang Your Terry Reid, check it out. I know he's got a few other albums out too, but really good stuff. Late 60s, not really psychedelic, more just rock oriented, but really good stuff. Terry Reid. Up next, some prog rock with Gentle Giant. This is their album Octopus from 1973. Really good. If you like prog rock, if you like this, well, maybe not, but who knows? I don't know what your tastes are. So just check it out. Really good stuff from Gentle Giant. Songs like the opening song on side one, The Advent of Panurge, really good. Lots of keyboards, there's cello, moog, a bass violin, alto saxophone, trumpets, something called a mellophone. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff. Xylophone. You got a lot of instrumentation on this album, but really good stuff from Gentle Giant, Octopus. So there you go. Up next, this is The Sweet. This is their first U.S. album. I think it's more like a compilation of singles and album tracks from their British output. This came out in 1973. Contains the hit songs Little Willie and Blockbuster. There's, I think, 4 songs on here by Chapman Chin, who wrote hit songs for like Suzi Quatro and the British band Mud and some other people. I think Blondie in the 80s did a song by Chapman Chin. But anyway, yeah, The Sweet, their first U.S. album, really good stuff. The 4 songs by Chapman Chin, and the rest are all originals by the band, and they rock. They really, really rock on this album. I like The Sweet. I think they're a really good hard rock band. They got caught up with that Chapman Chin hit-making machine, and I think they wanted to get away from that. But once they did, they put out some really good stuff. But this is a good album to start with if you want to get into The Sweet. So there you go, The Sweet. Okay, a couple more here. This one's Judas Priest, Hell Bent for Leather. This is from, I think this is their 4th album. Came out in 1980, I believe. But really good, hard rock, just as you would expect from Judas Priest. They do a really good version here of Fleetwood Mac, The Green Monalishi, the song from Fleetwood Mac's Peter Green era, but really good stuff from Judas Priest. Most people probably have this if you're a Judas Priest fan, but great stuff. And also got another Judas Priest album. This is British Steel. This one's a little later. This one's from 1980. I think the other one might have been from 79. But more good stuff from Judas Priest, hard rock. The title song, Oh, there is no title song on here. Sorry. British Steel. No, it's not on here. But the song Breaking the Law. Yeah, that's a really good one. But yeah, Judas Priest. Really good hard rock from the 70s and 80s. So there you go, people. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanks to everybody who's watched my videos and commented. So that's it for this week, and I'll see you next week. Take care and peace out.